Welcome back here on the Whipped Entertainment channel for the Elite Series Division 2. My name is Daniel, and to my side still the wonderful, the only fresh Thanatos.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's me. I wanted to, because you said the wonderful and stuff, and I wanted to show you, and then because you are the handsome beast, Daniel, right?
Yeah.
So.
One OGs still call me that.
Yeah, and I am an OG, I hope.
Yeah, of course.
I'm here for a long time.
That meme was created when we casted together the first time, right?
Probably, yeah. Back in the day, in like this little house where the players were at the rooftop where our little studio was.
Yeah.
And there was like the snacking bar or something, and I went over and like got something to drink and some snacks. That was really cool. Just having this little bar where you could just snack. Is it? By the way, no. I mean, it's totally irrelevant. But is it like a house where people live, or is it really essentially just a company's house?
No, it's
like
an office
just
building.
bureaus.
It's an office building.
Oh, cool. So nobody usually sleeps there. It's just for us. So okay. It was the 11F company building, right?
I mean, they had their office in that building alongside other companies, yeah.
Oh, so other companies are in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
yeah.
We have Aurora against Dynasty coming up. And maybe we can take a quick look into the standings to just see where these teams are at. And we can see that both of them
right in the
still
middle.
are on the third position. And it's going to be a very, very important game when it comes to playoffs and stuff.
Yeah, but because basically at the moment, especially with Next having one loss now, the team who wins gets at least closer to full clear, right? And might even, I don't know, full clear won today probably, right?
Yeah.
So they at least get closer to that, and like there are just two other playoff spots. And so still it's the race of Dynasty, Aurora, and Next, maybe Pertinex. Maybe even German Gang with now 4 wins got even closer to that. So just snacking 1 or 2 wins in the last couple of match days definitely helps out to get into playoffs. And like for Orc, like Dynasty, missing out playoffs would be in disaster. So they definitely don't want to miss it out. And Aurora, I mean, they at least came back from last split, and would be a first time for them to be in the playoffs.
I mean, they already had a much better split than in spring, but I think for Aurora it's really also a question of I mean, they had a lot of roster changes throughout the split. Same goes for Next. And I think that always speaks for a certain instability within the team and the org. I know Aurora also got a new coach in the middle of the split. They're kind of trying to change things around right now, so we have to see tonight a little bit how much or how well that worked out for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, last time I believe Dynasty snacked the game, right? I even remember the game. It was with Frankie against Sylax. It was the Nico against LeBlanc, where LeBlanc was broken, and Sylax, I mean, he is a Jet, so it's maybe bad to talk about it, but he got snacked by Frankie. I mean, there were 2 1v1 outplays by Frankie, and sadly Sylax lost them both, and then somehow they lost the game, even though they had like 8k gold or something.
I remember the game, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they can do it again, but who knows?
Yeah, we will find out in a Champ Select, which we are headed for right now, and we will see what bands these teams are coming up with. Aurora, of course, also with their new mid laner now. has been playing pretty well on, I think,
Yeah.
Victor on Wednesday, last week.
He's pretty insane actually. So I wouldn't. I mean, it's always hard to say who is the upgrade, who is not, but he's pretty strong actually. So I really like Neville, and the big question is, can his swap and even they swapped out support as well. I think we talked about Luntier about all of that, and I think Luntier was really happy with both of them. So they maybe found together now, and especially with the hindsight of Dynasty, I think Luntier said something like they will crush them. It was so he was really confident. Okay. So let's see if it works out. And Dynasty actually respects the Victor, and on the flip side, Aurora respects the rare first pick by Dynasty.
Yeah, they do go for the wild ban, and it's going to be a Nico here. So history repeats. Frankie once again on Nico against Aurora.
Yeah, he is insane on it, so why not?
Yeah, it was an insane performance by him.
And he even played it after the nerfs as well, right? So he is still committed on this champion, and I really like that. Because back in the day, everybody said there's not a bad matchup except LeBlanc. And now that LeBlanc basically got nerfed as well, I mean Nico got nerfed as well, but she still has not too many bad matchups. And there's actually the second most played champion by Neville, so he will show us something new. And this Anivia actually has a big win rate, a good KDA, so his solo queue stats on her look insane. I know the question becomes, and I think versus Nico, if he just walls it, I mean, Nico needs to run at you, right? And if you just wall it, she can't, right? Yeah, so, I mean, it's basically, it's like with 6 was another good matchup against her, because you just throw the bomb and then Nico just gets whooped, just jump back. And with like the wall, it's basically the same. She needs to run around it or needs to have flash. So I really like this pickup. And like Hazagi was so insane on Renekton that Aurora just says, let's pick it away. And at the moment, I really like the draft of Aurora. Especially we saw, I think, Renekton against Ornn last game, and it didn't work out for the Ornn, right? So looks really, really good. They have essentially 2 winning lanes so far. And Dynasty needs to do something against it, and they decide for Kaiser, which is at least a really good ADC.
Yeah, overall a lot of team fight already on both sides, but I really like this Ornn, Kaiser, Nico kind of play we are going for. This, I mean the team fight they are bringing to the table is looking beautiful. But then we have seen the top lane between Ornn and Renekton the last game already, and it went pretty well for the Renekton in that game. So we'll have to see how Hazagi and Gilgamesh are going to play that one out.
And Luntier goes for Aphelios. So we might see a Lulu ban, we might see a Emilio ban, we might see a Fresh ban. Those are like the 3 big supports, and just by Shiny QB's champion pool, I would say Fresh ban should coming out, Emilio ban should coming out. He's not a big Lulu player, so might be just Fresh and Emilio actually for the sides of Dynasty. And Aurora already banned out Nautilus, and Nautilus basically is one of the best supports with Kaiser. A lot of CCs or many stacks. But there's a Sejuani ban. So Dynasty rather wants to ban out some junglers from Kremi, and they already banned out Kremi's most played Jarvan, and now the Sejuani. So we might see a Vi from Kremi or something else. And this Blitzcrank ban says we want to pick Milio, so there should be a Milio ban. 100%.
Yeah, probably.
They should. I mean, otherwise it's just a Milio slam. They will just slam it, you know? They will just insta-lock it.
The question is, can Dynasty read that? And they don't.
I predict Milio. It's like the easiest slam pick in the world so far. Don't I don't know, fool me. I'm so sad right now.
It's not picked yet. It's not picked yet.
It's so sad.
What? Okay. Well, then maybe that's what Dynasty was hoping for, and they wanted to go for the Milio themselves.
You can't hope for that. And Milio Kaiser sounds terrible, to be honest. But I mean, why not give your jungler last pick? I mean, you can choose a jungle matchup. It's so insane, and you want to play Milio anyway. I mean, I don't know. Aurora definitely with an interesting draft. And maybe they surprise us. Maybe it was just a bait pick. Maybe it was just a bait ban. And now they won't want to counter pick it. And actually, I want to predict Braum as well. Because Braum is good into Rakan. Braum can cancel the Ornn ultimate. Braum?
Or Trash.
At least I said Trash is good support with Aphelios and they should ban it, but I would lose all hope if it's a fresh Braum or Milio it is. Come on guys, Braum or Milio.
The Trash.
I mean, Jaime Kübe is definitely a good fresh player. Probably most played in one season at least. No, it isn't, but he always played fresh. But I don't know. Braum would have hard countered the whole draft of Dynasty. Milio would have just been perfect in this team comp. Fresh is fine. I don't flame a Fresh. I like Fresh, but disappointed. Just disappointed by Aurora. So draft win goes to Dynasty. It disappointed me.
Amazing, but I would also give the draft win to Dynasty, honestly, here, because I just like the entire composition they have going there. They have so much CC on all these champions. They have so much damage also with Kaiser and Nico and the Wukong. They got flexibility. They got a lot of movement going, especially also from the bot lane. I really like what Dynasty drafted.
I don't know. Yeah, Dynasty drafted fine. I think they got hard countered in the first two picks. I mean, just by solo laner standpoint, they just lost the game, in my opinion. But
I think the Nico will do fine against the enemy.
I think it's a hard matchup. I think it's a hard matchup.
I think Ornn will have a tough time on the top lane, but Ornn doesn't really need to have a good time on the top lane, right? He just needs to become tanky and not feed too much. And if he doesn't give away too many kills to the Renekton, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And I think on the bot lane. Oh, okay. We gotta wait 4 minutes until the game, of course, to keep up competitive integrity and to make sure we delay here the game.
Okay, mid-lane matchup is actually a skill matchup, but yeah, but still, I mean,
okay, now I understand why we have to wait 4 minutes. There was a pause in the game again.
One question.
Yeah.
Does the Renekton W count as 3 stacks for Braum? Like, are those 3 auto attacks for Braum passive? Dude, talk with me.
No.
Don't laugh.
No. The reason for the pause is just super funny, but I don't think I can say it on stream. Let's just say one player, no particular one,
yeah,
needed to cough really hard and needed a drink.
You didn't want to talk about it, so don't talk about it. Anyway.
But I didn't say which player it was from which team. It
I
could
don't
be
care
anybody.
about that. I don't care about it. Like, and I think Silax said yes. So with that information, like you have Xing Zhao who can proc Braum instantly with auto attack reset and a lot of attack speed. You have Renekton who can proc Braum passive instantly. You have like the chakrams. Like just look at the fields. He's just ding 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 stun. Like you have 3 instant proccing champions. You have like the perfect follow up onto Xing Zhao engage. Xing Zhao goes in Braum ult, right? This Braum pick, he stops Ornn. He stuns everybody instantly. He stops like the big engages by what do they have as ADC? I think Kaiser, right? Okay, maybe he does not stop Kaiser, but he stops so much. Braum would be. He stops Rakan. Rakan against Braum. This is unfair. You jump in, you get stunned. You can't jump out. It's Braum. Braum it is. Shiny QB, you disappoint me. Braum it is. It's and Shiny QB is even the German player. It's so disappointing that my German dude let me down. It's, I mean, unbelievable.
Tell him after the game.
Yeah, I will. No, I will not. I actually, I had some contact at least with him like a few years ago. I saw him in some scrims some days, and I mean he played some Prime League the last couple of splits and stuff, so I know him, but we never had like big contract or something. Big contact, nicht contract. We never had a contract as well, but yeah, it's. But I mean, Braum. This Braum would have smurfing. Trust me.
I agree. I agree. With your
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
And I mean,
you're so emotional about it. And
yeah, the big problem is, in the last 3 seasons, Braum isn't even at the top 10 most played champions. So he never played them. Never ever. That's the reason why they don't play him. Just because he has a champion pot and not a champion ocean. But it's fine.
Because he has a champion pot and not a champion ocean. Everybody, with this wonderful quote, we are starting into the game. Dynasty against AURORA, a very important game when it comes to who is going to make it to playoffs here.
Yeah. And we see the Nico on the Wukong. And by the way, Humulus Wukong, here's a legendary dude on him. So I did not even talk about this, but it's a really good pick. And essentially with Ornn together, they have so much knockups, they have so much CC. I mean, they have 4 knockups. Or 5 knockups even. So many knockups that Kaiser has so much free time. And that's the reason why probably AURORA can't play team fights, because they will just knock up. And the big problem of knockups is they can't be cleansed, they can't be tenacitied, if that even is a word. So knockups are just broken, and Dynasty goes for them. So is maybe a big problem for AURORA. You know.
Sorry, what is a big problem for?
That you are not listening to your color caster.
Man, it's too late. I'm tired.
It's the last hour for all of us.
Yeah, but I had to solo cast first.
I was casting 2 games before that as well. I have casted 5 games today. You just 4.
But I had to get up early.
I was working for 8 hours. 7 hours.
Okay.
Stop complaining.
We see a little situation there with Wukong and Xin Zhao, where Xin Zhao seems to be.
We are not seeing it right now.
Yeah,
because the cam doesn't want to show us. But it's actually fine because nothing is happening there. But we can see it on the minimap at least. And it's a really smart invade actually by Kremi. And Wukong knows about that. Probably Gilgamesh gave it away with the roam now. I don't know. But Humulu is actually losing some camps and a lot of downtime. And now the big question becomes, is Humulu going to blue buff? And we already see like Shiny QB trying to ward it. And then the big question becomes, do they try to defend the blue buff or just want to know if they are? But now with the prior mid lane, with the prior bot lane, they will probably just get the blue buff.
Yeah, even Rakan and Kaiser backing them up. But still, I think he lost more camps than that, so... In the end, still a good trade there for Grammy.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, he lost a lot of time by walking across the whole map. Just running to one camp and then running to another and crossing the river twice. But I think that's totally fine for getting so many camps. And Humulu actually could have went for Crump and Wolves as well, but didn't. And now he tries to go for them, but no, he does not. So essentially, Humulu right now is wasting a little bit of time, I would assume. What's up?
Nothing.
You laugh too much. You have too much fun.
Why can't I have fun? Let me have fun. Let me have a good time.
You have too much fun. I mean, the funny thing is, oh, they engage, oh, but nothing happens. Oh, you are hungry. I hear that.
Did you really hear that?
I really hear that.
Oh man, my microphone is too good.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the last hour for everybody. Yeah. It's the last game. Oh, a little engage there onto Ornn, but they can't really get him, and I'm playing again because you are hungry.
Hazaki did use his flash though, however, so he will be a little bit more vulnerable for the next 2 minutes or so.
Yeah. But Gilgamesh can actually freeze this wave, which is pretty insane in the top lane matchup, and that's the reason why you can see that Humulu tries to stop this freeze. Yeah, he doesn't need to, but he would have been there to actually kill the freeze. And with that, no freeze for Gilgamesh.
Ooh, and will he find the Ornn there? Oh, just in time, the backport. So close. Craplord there waiting for a little gank on the mid lane with his Rakan.
Ooh, I have a question. If Frankie goes into Sire mode, so he transforms himself to Sire, does he enables the longer jump for Craplord? Does they both enable the recall?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
No.
Did you ever see it? I don't know. Like that's interesting questions, because like the longer jump for Craplord is really insane, because then he could try to engage from a higher distance on Nico, right? I don't know if he counts as real Sire then. That's so interesting. I should Google that, but not now. But I mean, what an interaction. And nobody ever talked about that. I'm probably the first person who ever talked about it.
We're the first human on Earth that comes up with this idea.
Maybe. Who knows? Did you ever come up for this idea? No. So, and our Rishi did never as well. So, in this call, at least, I'm the only person, right?
Okay. Out of the... I don't know how many people play League. Probably a few 100,000 million.
I don't know if so many people ever thought about it. I mean, maybe Twitch chat is honest, but Twitch chat is never honest. They probably all wrote, I thought about that. But maybe, no, last time they played... No, I don't think that they talked about that.
But as you mentioned Twitch chat, I checked it. I think, yes, Gallop, what should be locked in relegations?
There's no way out. Except 3 teams climb up to Division 1, and then there's enough room for amateur teams that nobody needs to play a relegation. Like last time, where they dodged relegation. but probably this time they will not. But it's funny. And at least they have 2 wins now. I mean, at least something changed.
2.
Yeah, Drake gets handshaked with Harold. And I mean, it's such an, I don't want to say boring game, but nothing is really happening, so we can talk about random stuff. We just handshook some objectives, then we have just farm leads, some here, some there. And actually, Humulu is really aggressive on this counter jungling. The question became: is got Kremi the red the blue the blue buff as well? Probably, right? After Herald, or yeah, he has a blue buff, so they just traded blue buffs there.
Yeah, those junglers really don't like their own jungle. But still, they don't really want to fight. Nobody wants to fight here. Maybe they know that because there are a lot of words that a lot is on the line.
Probably. I mean, it's kind of like relegation or no relegation, right? Not really, but it's harder to if you lose today.
It's playoffs or no playoffs potentially.
Well, Hasagi could even try to go for the solo bolo because with ultimate he has a lot of damage, right? No, yeah, that's what I said. But he goes for it.
Gilgamesh has to flash there. A lot of damage coming out.
Hasagi. If the Bricket Rock just stands a second longer, then he gets it. But it went out. I think he even mistimed the combo because he used normally. There should be an E as well, but I think he used a second ultimate before that or something. So I think he missed a little bit of damage there. And in the end, the last brittle proc, which was really important by Gilgamesh to jump out.
But what is this game? 10 minutes and we still haven't seen a first blood?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like the teams are not doing anything. Like they are trying, but
no, they don't. I mean, both junglers did not go for a single.
Oh, maybe now Dark Unicue will get dived here, and it is going to be first blood, and it goes to Lund here. Who better to give it to than your hyper scaling AD carry?
Yeah, wonderful. What a play! And like. What I don't understand is that we did not see like a single early gank by Sing Sao or by Humulu. So that's something, especially like Sing Sao is such an early game focused champion that he really needs to go for ganks, and that was his first time that he ganked. So I think they could have went for something earlier, but he went for a lot of counter invades and invades. So he hadn't really time to go for anything, probably. But that's the reason why we did not have action right now. Funny item thing, by the way. Normally on top lane matchups, you see Tabi Rush, or at least Boots Rush in most matchups. In this game, both top laners did not even buy boots. I mean, now the magical footwork, but it was not bite, not boat. But they just both skip boots. And normally boots are really important in top lane matchups. It's funny.
No, but nobody needs boots.
Yeah, I mean, especially if both don't buy boots, then
Then nobody needs boots.
Drake is spawning soon. And Dynasty could secure the second Drake if they play it correctly.
Yeah. Aurora, however, already preparing to contest that. Ooh,
Oh,
and maybe
look,
now
it's next.
beautiful hook there onto Humelu. Eats a lot of damage there, and it is going to be the kill there for Grammy, and with that the way should be open for Aurora to secure that Drake.
Yeah, especially with Gilgamesh now going bot lane. That should be a first Drake then for Aurora, and what a catch there in mid-air. The hook just sniped Tumulu, and I mean he could jump over the wall, but in the end it was just enough damage and enough was done to kill him.
And we are going to be having an Ocean Soul once again.
Yeah, but even though this game is kinda slow, we already have like 3k gold for Aurora. Just by 2 kills and some farm lead top lane. And then of course like just the kills in the farm. It's insane, actually.
Yeah. But I think this game will really be decided when it comes to the first 5v5 team fights.
Could be. I
I
mean,
think
both teams have a lot of team fight potential, right? So
yeah, exactly. And but I still feel like Dynasty has a little bit of an upper hand there. But maybe it's just my feeling.
oh, don't underestimate the Anivia.
Yeah.
Anivia is such a beast in team fights. Ooh, Shiny QB
it's so
maybe
hard
finds
to play.
Hazaki here. Gets jumped on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shiny QB will be taken out here by Humelu. And then we have the Rift Turret being taken. But Shannon, you can also solo cast. It's okay. I can go, right?
No, it's just funny that I'm kind of just go in there just because maybe I'm bored. I don't know. I just it's just me having casted 2 games on as a play-by-play caster now, thinking I'm still a play-by-play caster. I'm sorry. But it's actually Herald for Dynasty and a kill. And yeah. And by the way, in the end, Johnny QB went for a really cool play, hooking a minion to maybe get to that minion. That's always a cool escape by Fresh.
A lot of damage there onto Crab Lord. Will now even be caught here by Gilgamesh. And that's yet another kill going to the counter of Aurora. However, no objective up that they can take here in the aftermath. And therefore they decide to siege the mid lane here together. However, now the re-engage from Dynasty. Humelu going in there, however, gets taken out wide away from Aurora. Maybe a bit too aggressive from the side of Dynasty. And they are really giving Aurora resources that they don't have to here, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, and Nico, Frankie had Flash, so he could have found a better ult than he did. But other than that, I mean, Humelu just got deleted.
Yeah, now it is Grammy's turn to get deleted there. Immediate follow-up there from Dark Unity onto the engage of Crab Lord.
I like the transition from you. Just mentioning getting deleted. That's cool. Like actually, those things are like the reason why duo casts sometimes are so insane and shows some synergy, by the way, of casters. It's insane. I like it.
Thank you.
Just want to mention that. Just for the viewers out there, that the handsome beast actually is a good caster.
Yeah, he's just very tired right now.
Yeah, I know. I know that feeling. And I have so much to do after this game. Oh no.
You have to do shopping.
So much money to spend.
How privileged can one be?
Yeah, I know.
I need to go spend money.
Yeah, I don't need to, but I will. Anyway. Drake is spawning in 50 seconds, and right now both top laners with teleport. No, Hasagi actually hasn't. So we might see a teleport play by Gilgamesh to securing the second Drake for Aurora. And right now, Aurora sits in a really good spot. And last time those two teams clashed with each other, it did not look good for Aurora in the early game. Oh no, it did. It did look good for Aurora in the early game with the Sylax LeBlanc. And then they lost to Dynasty. So this time it looks good as well. And maybe they lose to Nico, to Frankie's Nico again. Who knows?
Yeah. History is meant to repeat. Engage here from Humelu. Dreamy fan knockup. And there we have Dion as well coming in with a beautiful knockup as well. But Aurora just rolls over Dynasty, taking 2 kills in a row. 3 with Humelu falling now. And it is Hasagi who is fighting there against for a lost cause, basically. And Frankie, the only one surviving.
Yeah, and Frankie again has ultimate, has flash, so maybe he could do more in those team fights, but maybe he was just not there when the team fight started, so he couldn't do something. And in the end, it's just not enough damage. I mean, we saw that they popped Anivia's egg, but couldn't go for more. And then they had no other engage for Luntier. And in the end, Nafal survived because of his egg. And with those dragons, it even gets tougher for Dynasty to really win those teamfights because, especially after Soul, they probably can't kill the frontline anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the lead Aurora has been able to build up right now is a very decent one. I mean, 6k gold ahead, 2 dragons, we got 3 towers to none. This looks very good for them already, and I mean, they also don't have to be afraid of the late game here with an Anivia and a Philios.
Yeah. And Anivia sits almost on her 2-item power spike. I mean, just some more tier stacks and the Rod of Ages needs to be stacked, but after that Anivia is such a beast. So there's a lot of scaling coming from her. There's a lot of scaling coming from Luntier, who is almost a perfect farm actually. Just behind in 10 farm. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh actually has the perfect farm, so they are ahead in farm on most lanes, they are just ahead in kills, they are ahead in objectives, so Aurora actually plays it really good right now.
Now the engage from Frankie, they're on to the 2 carries. Really fully done, they took out Luntier right away. Trash and Xinzao are the next ones to fall. Double kill there for the Kaiser. Gilgamesh now tries to do something with his ultimate, but it's a little too late already. Very well done from the mid laner there of Dynasty. And we said it already. History is meant to repeat. It is Frankie's Nico, which should be the nightmare of Aurora. Maybe Quaplot here in a little bit of a dangerous position, but he can jump out onto Frankie. And now Gilgamesh goes in with the stun. They do get Frankie in the end, but can they still contest the Baron? No, it goes to Humelu. Was able to clear it, but is Gilgamesh able to clear the rest of Dynasty? No, he isn't. Hasagi even still survives. With that, a 3-man Baron going to Dynasty, which has been the losing team up to now, but now only 2k gold behind.
Is it allowed to rub salt in the wound as a caster?
Sure.
Okay. Do you know why they lost the team fight, Aurora? Because
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie of course did his job, but Hasagi found the perfect Ornn engage, got the knockups into the Frankie knockups, right? Into the Humelu knockups. But it all started with Ornn, right? And do you know what the best counter pick to Ornn as a support pick is? It's the Brown, because Ornn can do that then. But now you have Thresh, and Thresh just got knocked up and died. Yeah, sad. Yeah, but just saw it in the moon. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pro would have been different. Anyway, it's still nothing is lost for Dynasty, especially like the Drake situation looks good, and if you just think about that, Gilgamesh and Nuffle almost won 4v5, right? 2v4, right? They just crushed in the team fight because they are too tanky and really beefy. So in a correct team fight, when they can engage and don't get 3-man knockup, they might just able to win it. So nothing is lost for Aurora, but it got a lot tougher now with this Baron buff.
Yeah. Also, objective bounty. This is one of the very rare occasions where a team had objective bounties and redeemed from them. I've not seen that so often happen.
That's true. Frankie has maybe a teleport up when the dragon spawns. So it's good that he is defending right now. Hasaki sits with the team to maybe find another clutch ult, but Frankie isn't there, so it's harder to win those team fights without Frankie. Drake spawns in 10 seconds and they need to get into position. They need to get, first of all, mid lane prio into river protection, into mid river prio. And now maybe
Nice.
Hasaki is caught. There comes the teleport. Good flank.
There comes the teleport into the backline from Gilgamesh, but he gets stunned right away. They try to burst him down, but he gets back into his own backline, into security. And now Nico Ultimate coming out, hitting a lot of people there. And however, she will be shut down right away. So is Lantier, so is everybody on Dynasty. And in the end, it's a 3-for-3 between those two teams in a very chaotic team fight.
Yeah, Duck UniQ was really aggressive there with an ultimate and instantly needing to flash and cleanse out of there. In the end, even Gilgamesh wasn't as tanky as he probably hoped for and needed to instantly go out there. So it was a really close team fight.
And I mean, even Frankie, he went in, had a beautiful ultimate, but died right away, and now I think
They have no damage.
they have no damage, yeah. But I also think Anivia didn't expect anybody to be there anymore.
That's true. With blue buff, she can definitely hold this Drake and the team fight long enough. And she now has her items. She still has flash and stopwatch. So Anivia essentially is a big problem in this upcoming team fight because she has everything and is really beefy now, even with the penetration and with like the pest jewel.
Maybe we are going for the next fight right away. Dragon has been claimed now from Aurora. But the blood we didn't see in the first 10 minutes of the game. These teams are definitely making up for it right now.
Yeah, and that was Soul Point now. And Soul Point means Dynasty needs to fight the upcoming dragon. Do you remember who got Soul in the first thing of their match? Was it like Dynasty getting all 4, still losing the game, and in the end coming back? Or was it like Aurora getting all 4 and losing with the Soul?
I think Aurora lost with the soul, but I'm not sure anymore.
Ooh, history. Like there's, I don't know, how well do you know German battle rap?
Not well.
There's like a German battle rapper called Entertainment, because of Ente, you know, a duck. Duck-tainment, basically. And the main phrase he always says is everything repeats. He says this in German, but I want to say it in English for the stream. But in German he says alles wiederholt sich. And like that's a meme. If someone battles against him, they always say it against him. And because we are talking about history repeats itself, I just thought about everything repeat. Anyway, it's the last hour, you know. It's the last game. I'm just talking shit right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got Aurora now pushing out the mid lane here. Meanwhile, Dynasty taking over Vision and Priority over the Baron area. So they right now in a very good spot to contest that Baron. Aurora has to go in there as a group, as a 5-man squad. But they seem a little bit undecided what they want to do, and now Shaken the QB will be caught out here. Can they burst him down? Yes, they do. And now we got Nico going in there. A lot of damage into the backline. He falls for it, but it could be enough. As now Kai'Sa is coming in, double kill there, going to her. Lante quite low, will be taken out as well. Triple kill there for the Kai'Sa, and Humulu takes the kill onto Lante. Now it's Neffel all alone against against the rest of Dynasty, which will be taking Baron now.
Yeah, he could try to fight it, but it's really, really dangerous. In the end, it has something to do with Ornn, who can just freely engage because nobody stops him. And yeah, was just a good engage. And also Frankie just found 2 people, died for that. But Dark UniQ with his 3-item power spike is just so strong right now. Jumping into backlines and just crushing them. And yeah, and Aurora does not really find an answer for those engages of Dynasty. And Nohasagi is even level 17, so all the Ornn upgrades are on the menu. So they have essentially 5k gold lead just by Ornn items. So it's not even anymore. They have an item advantage. And will now try to finish the game or at least get some turrets.
I think for finishing the game, we are still... Aurora still has chances here to like come back. I guess you would say they have to come back with the Ornn lead. But in terms of classic gold, everything is still possible here. Gilgamesh split pushing there on the top lane. Should be able to get a tier 2 tower for his team. Very well done.
Yeah, looks good so far for Dynasty actually. But saw the spawning, and last time Aurora at least could secure the last dragon, so with Soul it might change a little bit, but they really need to play aggressively, they really need to catch someone, they really need to maybe find some catches before they go to Drake, but at the moment Dynasty just rushed it down and Aurora can't really go into it there. Now the bot lane siege begins with the cannon minion, with the Kai'Sa poke. They can just wait there and just siege it down.
Yeah, hook doesn't hit there.
Oh, the cam. It wants to show top lane.
Of course it does. Cannon minion still going strong there at the tower. Oh, Aurora is able to clear it. But those minions are just so strong to siege those towers. If you don't want to engage in a fight.
I mean, both top laners can't really do anything against each other. They will just push out waves and just defend the turrets of each other. So it's essentially a 4v4 as long as both top laners stay top lane. And in this 4v4 without Ornn, Dynasty can engage, but we see a big problem for Aurora. Xingzhou is just not tanky enough to survive an engage by himself, and as long as Renekton isn't there for the flank, it's really, really hard for Aurora to punish something, because they did not draft any engage. And that's any go buttons. QG wouldn't be proud of Aurora right now. I'm not proud as well because the prom, but they still can win, but it's really, really hard. I believe the chances are slim and the game run out of their fingers.
I think Aurora, in case you're listening in, and you need a new coach, Vestana is up for the position.
No. Too bad for that. I would never have benched Sylax, for example. But I mean, Neville plays a good mid lane right now. But I mean, and Aurora did a good job. I mean, 5-5, sitting at a playoff spot. I mean, I would never have done that. Anyway, top lane siege.
Yeah, they will get to tier 2 there. Without Baron. Still able to push strong here.
I mean, the game looks close, but it isn't. Dynasty just plays it really slow, methodical, and just knows when and where to stop and when and where to engage. So right now, Dynasty is really in a great position to just win the game.
Hook comes out there onto the Vulcan, but no follow-up there from Aurora. They don't want to risk it just yet. And now the engage from Dynasty. Their beautiful Ornn ultimate going through everybody. And a lot of damage there in the backline. Land here. Beautiful Nico ultimate as well. However, Aurora has been able to take out Humlu already. So Frankie and Craplord. And now Dakuni Q with his Q is able to take out the Land here there finally. And it is a 2-for-2. Or 3-for-3 in terms of the kills. Two people are remaining on both teams there. Dakuni Q is coming in once again. Tries to get some more damage out onto Naffel and Grammy there. Successful at that, but what do they really get out of it? Can Dakuni Q really go in there once again? No, it will be the Ornn who will be taken out as well here. Very, very long fight. And in the end it is Aurora who kind of wins it. But these fights are just so close between these two teams.
Yeah, at first it looked like a really good engage by Dynasty. But then Shiny QB essentially got a double kill. I don't know how, but that's the problem against Fresh diff. Fresh does kills, I guess. I mean, it worked out for them. And you could see the big strength of Anivia, those long fights, and nobody really dies. Anivia shines the most.
What is this? Why is Dynasty Aurora not at all reacting? Dynasty
they
just
want to go for
completely
soul.
snacking the
but
Baron here.
But Baron for soul is fine if they just rush it down and gets it instantly.
But Dynasty could be there in time.
No, they aren't. It's just a free soul.
Okay, because they slapped, but they could have been.
Nah, I don't think so.
Now they go for the engage. Oh, Craplord will be taken apart immediately. No chance for his ultimate there to do anything.
Yeah,
no.
The big problem is Craplord is not the main engage. Ornn is the main engage. Umulu is the secondary engage together with Frankie. Craplord goes in as second or third engage. Maybe even as peel. Because, I mean, he is not tanky. Jumps in, he's dead. Especially like against the flail, he can't come in. Against the W of Renekton, he can't come in. Against the Q of Anivia, he can't come in. So he is not a main engage. Did not respect that. And lost his life with that.
Yeah, and now, even though Dynasty are the ones with the Baron, they are the ones also being sieged down here. Losing their tier 3 mid lane tower. Through Aurora. And the soul won't run out.
That's true. Baron is not for endless. Soul is. So with that, it kind of looks better now for Dynasty, for Aurora, with Soul Point secured, and like there could be just one last team fight and the game is over, or we could sit here for 50 minutes.
I'm done with saying it looks better for anybody, because it doesn't. It just doesn't. Both these teams are looking strong. This is a banger game. And I feel like we switched opinion too many times already.
No, it was never lost. We always just said it looks better.
Yeah,
It was never
I
lost
agree.
for one team. And like the tides can shift left and right, it's totally fine. Like, would have been there like a 10k gold lead, and I would have said, okay, they lost the game, and then they didn't, and then I said, okay, no, they lost the game, and then they didn't. That would be a different story. But I mean, it's just close call here, close call there.
Close
Tides
call
shifting.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Why do these banger games always have to be the last games of today?
I don't know.
When we are tired. Why can't it be just the second game? We still got energy and you can really be hyped about it.
I mean,
No.
I'm actually happy to cast like in the LCK at the moment, and not like 3 or 4 years ago, because back in the day there was a team called Jin Air Green Wings, and they took all the time in the world. They had the longest game in the LCK ever, and like there are like 70-80 minute games and stuff.
Oh my
Just
god.
scaling, just sitting there, just like 2 kills to none, and then it's a 70-minute game and stuff. That are the rough games to cast. I mean, here we have some action, we have some throws, we have some team fights, but like back in the day, General Creamings, masterclass on not winning the game. It was so funny. You really need to take a lot of time to cast those games. So I'm quite excited that we have like faster metas right now.
Yeah, because what are you even gonna do? What are you gonna talk about? 70
Nothing.
minutes.
It's just wave pushing. It's so funny. I mean, no, we wait for 2 minutes for Elder and for Baron, and one team probably both teams want Elder. One team maybe tries to trade it, and then we'll lose the game because you can't win against Elder. But that's probably what we will see. Just 2 minutes of waiting.
Ooh, now maybe the catch here onto Humelu. Drops pretty low there. Oh, the rest of the team is there now to support their jungler on ultimate as a disengage tool. And now Dynasty has to be on the one. They definitely want Humelu to reset before those fights we just talked about will happen.
Oh, look at this wall. It's big.
It's huge, it's huge. Absolutely huge.
Maybe Trump could have asked Neville to build the wall.
Oh my god.
Because this wall was huge.
Oh my god.
Huge.
Huge.
No. Huge. This guy. Holy shit. Oh man, those games, to be honest, it's I mean, as a viewer, it's kinda like thrilling and both teams can win and whatever. And if both casters actually do a great job, then it's the most exciting game in the world. But as tired and I don't know caster right now, it's just tedious. Just win, guys. Just win. Just one of you. I don't know.
We don't care who, just win. No, I mean,
It's
it's
just
still
a
an
little bit.
amazing game. Let's
Shoot. Like I said, as a viewer, it's perfect. As a caster, I don't think so. Or do they go for base race and Elder flip? Like, just trying to steal Elder, and meantime the whole team tries to base race? Okay, no, they don't.
No. Aurora
would
will
have
have
been
to
fun.
contest this. However, Dynasty already started it. And we know that Aurora has the worst engage from both these teams. But now they are in the position that they have to take it. However, Trash Hook didn't connect. Now, Craplord is in the back line. He does have a stopwatch this time though, but he will be left alone by the rest of his team. Gilgamesh, however, is also in the back line and will be left alone by his team. And will be taken out there, but he can do a lot more damage. Like Q is quite low, but how much will it really do? Frankie with a beautiful ultimate there, dealing a lot of damage. Shiny QB will die to that. And it is going to be the shutdown there, and Dynasty takes over the fight. Neffel, the last man standing on Aurora, and will be taken out as well. And it is a clean ace for the Dynasty squad, who don't even bother with the dragon anymore and are going to push for the win now.
To be honest, I should have went for my plan. Push S4 mid lane, go for the ace race, and just try to steal Elder with Remy. But I mean, they just flipped it. Then they wanted too much. I mean, fight looked good because Gilgamesh could come out and Craplord died, so it was a 4v5. And then they just overchased and lost. And Dynasty, again, everything repeats. They just win against Aurora a second time. So if it comes down to playoffs, Aurora against Dynasty, we might have a sneak preview how such a best of 5 will turn out, with Dynasty definitely being on the upper hand at least.
Yeah, but an absolute banger in terms of games that they have shown us. And I'm quickly gonna take care of the stats here, so we can take a look at the standings afterwards. And I think we also got Frankie,
Yes.
which should be coming up, but I think we need to give Reggie another second to make that work.
I want really to talk with Frankie. Frankie is such a nice dude.
What are we gonna ask him?
A lot. I have so many questions.
Okay.
So many questions. I mean, interviews are so easy actually. I just have so many questions every single time. So I don't want to ask too many questions because it's precious time from my Prime Day, right? From the last minute. But it's fine. I need to be a quick buyer.
Okay. Should we take a look at the standings while we wait for Frankie?
I don't know. Sure. I
Or
guess.
maybe at least at the results of today. Do we have them? Yes. So, in the first game we saw Full Clear take the win against Pertinax. Then we saw Once Upon a Team, unfortunately, taking another loss against JMGG. Third game of the day was Swiftsloves against Next, and of course Swiftsloves stayed unbeaten. And then the game we just saw, Dynasty against Aurora. And Aurora, I mean, it was a banger, but in the end it was Dynasty who took the win.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's ready. She's not working. No.
Yeah, we should be
yes,
ready.
Yes. Wait. Rishi wants to talk with us.
Okay.
Sure. Let's go. Hello, Frankie.
Hello there. Hello.
It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just as a quick question, how was the game? I mean, it was such a tedious and long game. So, what was your perspective of this long game?
My perspective on this long game, it was really hard to finish this game. Yeah, I mean that's like in short how I felt about this game.
Yeah, I mean, compared with last time you played against Aurora, I don't know if you remember, it was LeBlanc against Nico. It was a long game as well.
Yeah.
Backs against the wall. This time, kinda a little bit backs against the wall again. And is it just Aurora is such a strong team that you guys kinda can't find an angle in the early game to win it, or is it you guys struggling? What is it that you guys struggle so hard against them?
So basically, I mean, the first time we played against them, it was one of our first weeks. We lost everything in scrims as well, so like we were just not playing well. I think that's mainly what the first week, well, that was the struggle we had first couple weeks. And this game specifically, it felt really hard to end the game because it had an Anivia. And even if we had Nash, so basically against Anivia, you want to do different waves at the same time. But with our comp, we want to group as 5 people and dive them. Like that's basically all we do for the whole game. And when there were still mid towers up, that was easy. But when only their inhibitor towers were still standing, like it's really hard for us to end. At least that was what it felt like.
Yeah. So I think in every single major league, Nico kind of got dropped out after the nerf, and you guys just first pick every single time. Or not every single time, but you like the player. Are the nerfs not too bad for you, or just you are so confident on her that you just want to pick her? Like, what is your opinion on Nico right now?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of all of the above. I think she is still really good. She got hit pretty hard for her early game. I think it's really hard now to bully some matchups. But like at the end of the day, it's still the same champ. And you can still do the same things. So especially in games like this where we play like 40 to 50 minutes, like there's no difference in champ. It's just that your early game is a lot weaker. And I just really enjoy playing it. So that's basically why I kept on playing it, and it worked really well with the team to have some more engaged. So
yeah. Like with this win, you are basically probably at least a little bit closer to playoffs. And last time you went into playoffs as well. If you compare both rosters, I mean, last time you had a different top laner, I think different support, different jungle. Like, how's this lineup compared with the last one? Is it better? Do you guys just match a little bit better with each other? Like, how are those two rosters compared with?
So, I mean, the previous roster we also had like a really straightforward split. Like, I don't know how to say it exactly, but we had a really easy split. Like everything worked out for some reason. Like we played well and we played well together up until the playoffs. But hey, that's another. We don't talk about that. And this split is like the exact opposite. Like everything is going wrong at the beginning, but I'm like it feels more rewarding, I guess now, because like we are actually like climbing up slowly. So yeah, like I feel like we should be a stronger team right now than we were previous. But I mean, our score doesn't say it, but we'll show in playoffs, I guess.
Okay, but so you are very confident that you will make it to playoffs, because I mean there are still 3 game days to go. Okay,
Easy.
Okay. One of the games is against with Slovs though.
Easy.
Easy.
I mean, they're for sure the hardest opponents. I'm just gonna need to pull out like another 50-minute banger, and it's easy dub.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the last. Oh yeah, go for it. Sorry.
So you see your strength in longer games.
I mean, I like it's way more straightforward to play in the late game. I think in general. So I'm not sure if it's like if it's a thing that we do well or if other teams just do less well, I guess. But I feel like we always have the upper hand like later in the game if the team comp is fine, of course.
Yeah, just for you. I mean, the last 3 games are German Gang, Dynasty, Rifsloss, and Once Upon a Team. So 2 bottom tier teams, and then the probably hardest one. So I think it should be smooth sailing. Like we saw so many games of Rifsloss. What do you think is is like the big key to beat them, or like what could be their weakness to beat them in playoffs? I mean, to win the whole thing, you need to beat them anyway. So what do you think is like biggest strength and maybe their biggest weakness?
Okay, so I don't want to give too much away because we have actually like looked into it a bit, but without the Jax, it's not looking that hot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay. So he is a big strength of them, but also
I
if
would
they
say
don't
so.
have it, it's a big weakness. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like they're still a good team, but like looking at their last games, like the Jax really pulled them through a lot of games. At least that's what I felt like.
Okay. So I will predict the Jax spawn. Maybe not in the upcoming game, but maybe in the playoffs.
Like maybe we have something prepared for it. You'll have to find out.
cooking.
Wait and
You're
find out.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Nice.
You guys are cooking, I can see.
Yeah, sounds good.
Great.
Yeah, just one last question. Like Frankie, where comes this name from? Is it just your name? Are you just Frankie and you just named yourself Frankie, or has this name a bigger like meaning?
No, it doesn't have like a big meaning. I used to have like another in-game name, but everyone called, like, my name is Frank, and everyone just called me Frankie. And I was like, well, I guess this is me, so let's roll with it. And I don't know, I like the sound of it. So yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Frankie.
Thanks for having me.
Would leave you to it, and we will take a look at the standings after today.
Yeah, thank you for the interview.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's look into standings of Rishi have them.
Sorry. Yeah, we
Perfect.
have them. So, on the first position, we still got ESLOL with 11 wins and no losses so far. But apparently some teams still seem confident that they might be able to snag one against them. On the second spot, Fulkly Esports, which now have been returned from, or which now have returned from their losing streak. And then we got Dynasty on 3, AURORA and Next on 4. So Dynasty now has been able to get a little bit of a heads up against their competitors for the playoffs there. And then Pertinix, after their loss today, are in a very tough position to still reach playoffs. They basically have to go without a loss in the next games, and even then it might still be a tough spot to get. JMGMG, however, thanks to their win against Once Upon a Team, is a little bit closer to Pertinix, and maybe not having to play relegation. And for Once Upon a Team, it still looks dire with their 2 wins and 9 losses at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah.
Maybe let's also take a quick look at a Friday, where we'll have Once Upon a Team against a Full Clear in the first game of the day, and then we will see JMGG against Dynasty, AURORA against ESLOL, and in the last game of today, Pertinix versus Next.
And with that, it was a long and hard day, so I would say we should finish it here. And once again, I want to say thank you, Daniel, thank you, Rishi, for the cast, for everything. And that's it, at least from my side.
Yeah, from me also a big thanks to you for being here, to Rishi, to the viewers, and also all the players that have joined us for interviews during the day. It's always a big pleasure, in my opinion, to have them here. So yeah,
100%.
that's a really cool addition I think we made to the live streams.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, all of those faces, all of those individuals, it's so amazing to hear them. It's just, I'm really thankful for that, actually.
Okay, and with that, everyone, we will see each other on Friday. Have a good night and see you soon. We'll see you then.